contacts heating, cooling, and plumbing.
Well, good evening to you. A quiet Monday night across Central Illinois, looking down towards Campus Town. There's a train going on the tracks there on this Monday night. Find ourselves where we had quite a bit of cloud cover out there today. There were some peaks of sunshine from time to time, but those clouds did rule a lot of the day and kept temperatures down a little bit. Readings are only in the upper 30s here at this 5 o'clock hour. 38 Effingham, Champaign, 36 degrees in Springfield. As we go throughout the rest of tonight, once again, temperatures cooling off. Could be back down below freezing after 7 o'clock tonight. We're going to find our way into the 20s again. But we've got some really nice weather coming at you later this week. Nearly 15 degrees above average. We'll show you when to expect that when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Police are investigating a man accused of grooming kids, where they say he was a student minister and assistant coach. Plus, we told you about a man found dead in a car last month, what police are now asking people to do.
And a family is in mourning after a teenager was killed in a car crash. How the community is stepping up to help them.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Parents in Taylorville are in shock tonight after police arrested a well-known youth pastor for sex crimes against minors. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Zachary Crowley faces charges of unlawful grooming, and police say they are only now starting to build their case against him. WCIA 3's Mark Maxwell is live outside the jail in Christian County, where Crowley being held on a $250,000 bond. Now, Mark, he is out, correct? What can you tell us?
Jennifer, that's the development just in the last few moments here. Zach Crowley now out of jail tonight after posting bail. Parole officers showing up here. The court ordered him to wear a GPS activated ankle bracelet so that law enforcement can keep him under tabs and monitor him. He worked as a youth minister at the Taylorville Christian Church and was also the athletic director at their Vision Way Christian school. The church and school administration, the head pastor there, would not issue any comment today, declining taking their lawyer's advice to not issue any statement or to respond. He was also an assistant football coach at the Taylorville High School. More on that in a moment. Law enforcement sources tell me that Crowley sent sexually explicit text messages to teenage boys over the age of 13. Local police in the city of Taylorville were the very first to arrest him and are working now to gather as much evidence as they can.
Well, of course, it's of utmost importance to us to protect the youth and from any of these type of allegations, and we move forward quickly as we can when something like this comes to light.
And move quickly they did. We were scheduled to speak with one of the lead detectives on the case, but as we arrived at the police station earlier this afternoon, he had to go issue more search warrants. They're still gathering computers, devices, anything that could connect to the internet to continue building their case and look for any other instance. From across town, the Taylorville School District did place Crowley on administrative leave and issued this statement, quote, "After speaking with police, there is no reason at this time to believe any person associated with the Taylorville School District was ever in any danger, and we have every confidence that all children and staff in our charge were and remain safe." Crowley is again now out. Law enforcement encouraging parents to speak with your teenagers in Taylorville. If you hear anything, if you know anything, they are urging you to come forward. Already we're hearing that there is a third teenager who has come forward with evidence. Right now, just those 2 felony charges that Crowley faces. Reporting in Taylorville, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, we'll see if there will be more. Mark, thank you.
Officials in Champaign County are asking for tips about a deadly shooting. Happened near East Hill and North 3rd last month. That's where officers found 30-year-old Chantel Harrison dead in a car. He was shot to death. Investigators are asking anyone in the neighborhood with surveillance cameras to check recordings for any people or vehicles around 3 o'clock on November 13th. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Champaign County Crime Stoppers. A few weeks after Springfield's fire chief announced his retirement, the city's police chief will also be stepping down. Kenny Winslow was hired as the deputy chief over field operations and special operations in Franklin, Tennessee. He's been Springfield's police chief for 7 years. He'll start his new position January 19th. No word regarding his last day in Springfield.
No one was hurt after an apartment fire last night. It happened at a building near Sangamon Drive and Mattis Avenue in Champaign. The fire department says it was inside a bedroom. They're still working to figure out what started it. No one was in the apartment before it caught fire. If you were near or in Homer this afternoon, you may have noticed some flames and smoke near the lake. The Champaign County Forest Preserve had a prescribed burn. It helps get nutrients back into the soil. The burn is a controlled fire and low maintenance. Director of Natural Resources says they take wildlife into consideration before each burn.
Of this entire grassland area, we're only in one corner here, so it allows the wildlife to see the fire coming, escape, and go into other refuge that's adjacent to this site.
Goodspeed says it is good for prairie ecosystems. They normally do burns in the spring and the late fall.
One community is rallying around a family that lost a young girl in a crash. Indira Edwards was killed last week. Investigators say her car and a garbage truck crashed. People in St. Joseph are coming out in droves to offer their support. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting joins us live from the newsroom tonight. Courtney, you spoke to organizers. What are they doing now?
Well, Paul, they're starting a meal train, and the way those meal trains work, if you're not familiar, is just about anybody can sign up for a day, whether it's a restaurant or just an individual, and they make dinner for the family that night. Heather Jones is a friend of the family. She came up with this idea. She's a friend of the Edwards and is also from St. Joseph. Jones told me she knew the community there would jump at any idea to help. So in less than 48 hours of opening up sign-ups for the meal train, Jones says they filled up completely for 3 weeks. The meal train is filled up for now, but Jones says she and other organizers are looking into expanding it to a few more days. The high school is also working on a scholarship in Edwards' honor that'll go toward art students. There's an account at Gifford State Bank in St. Joe, where you can donate money there. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
You never want to see a community experience tragedy, but you like to know that if one occurs, that the community will step up. It's
Really
good to
says
see
a lot about them, yeah.
All right, Courtney, thanks.
Decatur City Council may be putting its 2021 budget up for a vote tonight. City Manager Scott Wrighton says expected revenue drops this year were offset by almost $2.5 million in spending cuts, plus state and federal aid. That means the city was only $500,000 in the red. Next year, it's seen a shortfall of $800,000 because of climbing pension costs. The council has approved taking around $2 million from cash reserves to help with expenses. Wrighton says the proposed budget does not include any tax hikes or planned layoffs. The head of the Illinois Republican Party is stepping down after more than 6 years. Chairman Tim Schneider made the announcement during an online meeting Saturday. His term was supposed to run through May 2022. He's a former Cook County commissioner who became chairman in 2014 when Bruce Rauner was governor.
COVID hospitalizations are rising across the country. How hospitals are faring in Illinois.
Plus, more information on the shot everyone is talking about.
I'm Alexandra Limon in Washington. Coming up, I'll have details about what we can expect the COVID-19 vaccine to accomplish and what it won't do.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, Paul Cicchini, and Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 5.
The FDA could approve a COVID-19 vaccine by the end of the week.
Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon spoke to the White House Coronavirus Task Force about what that vaccine will and won't do and why other safety measures will still be needed after that vaccine's approved.
Before approval, the Food and Drug Administration is double-checking the data to ensure the vaccine is safe and effective.
They want to look at, is there any evidence that after a single shot there's partial protection? Because we usually don't go from no protection to 95%.
Dr. Deborah Birx of the White House Coronavirus Task Force says the FDA is also looking at what other factors impact the vaccine's efficacy.
Is there an age relationship to protection? Is there a race or an ethnicity relationship to protection?
Dr. Birx says it's likely both the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines will get approval from the FDA because they're very similar. But she says that doesn't mean COVID-19 will just disappear from the U.S., in part because making enough doses will take time, and also because of what's unknown. The companies say the vaccines provide protection from the disease.
It protects against the hospitalizations and it will protect against the fatalities.
What we don't know is whether the vaccine protects people from being carriers and spreading COVID-19, something called sterilizing immunity.
Does it prevent replication so great that there's no ability to transmit the virus? And I think those are studies that require higher numbers.
That's why the CDC says for now, mask wearing will still be recommended, even if people receive the vaccine. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Here's a look at today's COVID numbers statewide. Health officials are reporting more than 8,600 new cases. That brings the total number of infections beyond 796,000. Now, the 7-day positivity rate is slightly up to 11.9% now. Nearly 5,200 people were in the hospital as of last night. In Region 3, 82% of the area's ICU beds are being used. In Region 6, it's 73%. 90 more people in the state have died. That includes 4 from Central Illinois. More than 13,300 people have died in Illinois since the pandemic began.
Okay, some sunshine would be nice.
You know, we didn't see a lot today, but
yeah,
there's plenty coming this week. And
okay, good.
Just in time for Toys for Tots on Thursday, which is going to be the best day of the week.
The best day of the week for so many reasons.
Yeah, very true. Tonight, a little chilly out there. Calm conditions at our roofing dugout at Flooring America Camera in Springfield. Currently 38 degrees, a light breeze. When we come back, we'll talk about those clouds, how these temperatures are going to stay above average, and we've got a little bit of rain in the forecast finally, and we'll show you that when we come back.
Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty.
Okay, so pretty nice calm conditions out there. It was cloudy, it was cooler on this Monday, and it just kind of felt like it out there all day. Temperatures struggled, and they're still struggling tonight into the upper 30s, 39 in Decatur, 38 in Mattoon. I mean, this still isn't terrible, and we've got coming later this week you're just going to love, so let's get to that here. First off, tonight we'll see those temperatures dipping back down into the 20s for an overnight low, so a little chilly start to the day, but we will find ourselves back up into those lower 40s, which is average. That's where we should be for this time of the year. That's Royal, a high of 42 degrees. In Lovington, we're going to forecast a high around 43. Again, that's near normal, where we should be for this time of the year, even a degree or two above. Charleston looks good, about 44 degrees and mostly sunny skies. But the best of the 7-day is Thursday. We are slapping a 54-degree high with sunny skies, a mild day, a small little breeze there. So that's looking really good. And as you can see, as we throw on some of the other temperatures here, even Wednesday's pretty good. So is Friday with our temperatures in the 50s. So we're going to get 3 days this week into the 50s. But look what happens towards the end of the weekend. Yep, gets quite a bit colder. And finally, we've got some precipitation in the forecast. So that's high pressure, which gives us the nice weather through Friday. But late Friday night and into the weekend, storm system approaches, rain is likely. And then on the backside, hey, look at that. Colder air wraps in and maybe a few snowflakes. Let's take a closer look at this on the future track. So here's the timing again. Friday night, here comes the rain. All rain Friday night. Into Saturday, mainly rain. But as that colder air wraps in on the backside, we're talking Saturday night into Sunday morning, maybe a little bit of light snow north of I-74. We'll carefully monitor that for you. Still, it's not looking like anything that's going to cause any, great accumulation, but finally, some precipitation that is in the forecast. Forecast for tonight is 28 degrees, cloudy, calm winds. Tomorrow, a high around 43 degrees as we begin to warm things up just a tad bit more. As always, you can download our WCIA3 weather app to stay up to date when you are on the go. It's always ready to go for you. Just search WCIA3 weather. This will come in handy by this weekend when that storm system does arrive. Here's your 7-day forecast now with our temperatures going back up. I mean, incredible there. Look at that, 52, 54, and 52. There's your rain late Friday, rain, snow Saturday night and into Sunday. So getting a little bit more wintry. I don't want to say, too crazy of a winter kind of system there. But hey, it's something there as you would expect in mid-December. So we go from 54 to maybe some snow a few days.
2020 hasn't given us much, but we're going to have a warm tours for tots.
Yeah, you can't beat that. That's got to be one of the better ones we've had in a long time.
It's good news.
Thanks. Okay, looking for a bright spot. We need it, right? With all these clouds. We've got one from Jamie. Her granddaughter got to see Santa and tell him what she wanted for Christmas. Look at that smile. You can tell she was so excited to meet Santa in person. And this one's from Kylie. A little bit different of a picture. She says she's grateful her family got one decent card picture with a wild 1-year-old. And actually, those are the best kinds of pictures, the ones that look like that.
No doubt about it. We want to see your pictures and videos, so keep them coming. Email us, send them on Facebook. We have a post on our Facebook page for you to share your wild Christmas cards.
We told you about a children's museum that is closing, how you can help them clear the building as they get ready to sell.
Plus, the Postal Service is helping kids in need get presents under the tree, how you can pitch in with Operation Santa.
This is WCIA 3 News, your local news leader.
The Orpheum Children's Museum is opening its doors to you, but this time it's for a yard sale.
Many of the museum's items will be up for purchase. They'll have a huge variety of things like Christmas trees, decorations, and other fun stuff. The Orpheum shut its doors for good in June because of the pandemic. One board member we talked to says it was not an easy decision.
We haven't been able to get any income since March, since the pandemic hit, and it's been a tough 6 or 8 months to making all these decisions and deciding to put the building up for sale.
He says they might have another yard sale in the near future. The one on Saturday is from 10 to 4.
The Postal Service is looking for people to adopt Santa letters to help make Christmas wishes come true for kids in need. It's part of a campaign called Operation Santa. You can pick a letter or get coworkers and friends involved. Then you go shopping and ship the presents at any participating office. Letters mailed by the 15th will be uploaded and available for adoption. USPS is accepting letters until December 19th. If you'd like to adopt or mail a list, we have more information on our website. And here at WCIA 3, we're hosting our annual Toys for Tots Drive on Thursday. You can bring a new unwrapped toy or cash donation to help a child in need. We'll be in our back parking lot off South Randolph Street. We'll also be in Danville at Crossroads Christian Church on North Vermillion. The drive will run from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m.
We're going to have a look at what's making headlines in Central Illinois next.
These are the top stories in Central Illinois tonight. In Christian County, a student minister and assistant football coach has been accused of sexual misconduct. Taylorville police say Zachary Crowley is charged with 2 counts of grooming. They say Crowley is a student minister at Taylorville Christian Church and an assistant football coach at Taylorville High School.
In Champaign County, police are asking for tips on a deadly shooting in Champaign. It happened near East Hill and North 3rd, November 13th. Officers found a 30-year-old man dead inside of a car. Investigators are now asking anyone in the neighborhood with surveillance cameras to check your footage.
In Sangamon County, Springfield's police chief will step down. Kenny Winslow was hired as the deputy chief over field operations and special operations in Franklin, Tennessee. He'll start his new position January 19th. No word when his last day will be in Springfield.
In Macon County, the Decatur City Council may be putting its 2021 budget up for vote tonight. City manager says with some spending cuts in state and federal aid, the city was only $500,000 in the red. The proposed budget doesn't include any tax hikes or planned layoffs.
At the Capitol, the head of the Illinois Republican Party is stepping down after more than 6 years. Chairman Tim Schneider made the announcement during an online meeting Saturday. His term was supposed to run through May 2022.
And coming up tonight at 6, a woman is in the hospital after a crash left her and her car in a field. Why it took 7 hours for her to get any help.
Well, our 7-day forecast is not too bad, especially as we hit Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures in those low and mid 50s. Then the weekend comes along and we bring back a chance of rain. Friday and Saturday could end with some very light snow on the backside of that. Still a few days out, and we're not forecasting anything major, but definitely looking forward to a beautiful Thursday at 54 degrees.
All right. Everybody's got Thursday circled on the calendar.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's going to be a beautiful day.
Sure you get your toys, right?
It's a good day for people to call in so they can come here, enjoy the day, and then drive on out.
Yes. Please, please, please come see us.
All right, CBS Evening News is next.
We'll see you at 6 tonight.